Hello, students. This lesson is going to be about identifying main ideas. Now, we're also going to be identifying the topic of a paragraph, and we're going to talk about supporting details that support the main idea. So to do this lesson, you can find this lesson in your book on page 2. And if you don't have your book, you can just watch this video and we're going to be doing the exact same thing as the book. So first I'm going to read this paragraph about the main idea. The main idea is the most important idea that a writer expresses in a paragraph. The writer supports this idea with details such as examples, facts, numbers, and reasons. Although the main idea can appear anywhere in a paragraph, it most often appears in the opening 1 or 2 sentences. Sometimes it is not stated directly. Instead, the reader must infer the main idea by reading the whole paragraph. To emphasize the main idea, a writer may repeat it at the end of the paragraph. The writer may also refer to the main idea at the beginning of the next paragraph to provide a smooth transition between the paragraphs. Identifying the main ideas of each paragraph will help you better understand academic texts. What are the main points here? Well, first of all, the main idea is most important. And then after the writer, which the writer will usually give the main idea at the beginning. So after the writer gives the main idea, then the writer supports this idea with details. And so what's important to know is when you are looking for the main idea, if the sentence has examples, facts, numbers, and reasons, or any other kinds of details, then it's probably not the main idea. It's very likely not, because those details are to support the main idea. So the main idea is going to be more general. So we will look for a general statement, usually at the beginning of a paragraph. We'll identify the examples and facts and numbers. Those will be our supporting details. And then it also says here that sometimes the main idea is repeated at the end of the paragraph. So we'll look for something like that too. So let's go down on this page and look at our first example. This example has numbers for each of the sentences so that we know what they're referring to over here. This over here is a comment, is some comments about this paragraph over here. So looking at the first sentence, it says medicine can transform a serious disease from a death sentence to a treatable condition. Now, if we want to find the main idea, first of all, we need to identify what is the topic of this paragraph. So a good reader asks 2 questions. What is the topic or the general subject? And then what claim does the writer make about this topic? The claim is the main idea, and the topic is just a very general subject such as medicine. So in this case, we're talking about medicine. All of the sentences in this paragraph are talking about medicine. So that is our topic. So we need to find out, what does the writer claim about medicine? So we have that medicine can transform disease from something that will kill you, that's the death sentence, to something that you can get better from. So it's treatable. Yet, this medicine often becomes available many years after a disease is discovered. So if we look over here, we know sentence 1 introduces medicine as a possible topic. And then it says the reader then looks for the claim that the writer makes about this topic. Sentence 2 gives more information about a new drug. So it's talking about how it takes a long time to become available. But it is too general to be the claim. It provides background information. So sometimes the very beginning of a paragraph, before the main idea, there's going to be some background information to help you understand the topic. So this sentence 2 says it takes many years to become available. The next sentence says, this is because it takes years to carefully develop and test a new drug. So it says here, sentence 3 explains that new drugs require careful development and testing. Together, these two sentences, talking about sentence 2 and sentence 3, these two sentences could be the claim that the writer is making about this topic, that new drugs take a long time to become available. Why are we going to make this assumption? Because the rest of this paragraph is going to talk about the process that is necessary to make the drug available. So the claim is that it's going to take a long time, and then it's going to explain why. In sentence number 4, basic research begins in the lab, where scientists search for compounds that will fight the disease but not harm the patient. So that's going to take some time. Then sentence 5, if a promising compound is found, it is further tested until the scientists believe it is safe to test on human volunteers in a clinical trial. So then it explains even more time is needed because now they have to test it even further. Then sentence 6, if the new drug successfully completes this stage, the developing company applies to the government for permission to market it. So that takes even more time. And then sentence 7, independent scientists review the research and approve the drug, which can now be sold. So that takes some more time because the scientists have to do the review. So if we look over here, here's our comments. Sentences 4 through 7 provide reasons why it takes a long time for a new drug to be available. These reasons support the main idea in sentences 3 and 4. And then sentence 8 summarizes and comments on the main idea. So we have the total process is time-consuming but necessary. So this is sort of a very short main idea that gets repeated. Remember, the original main idea is that it's going to take many years after a disease is discovered to carefully develop and test the new drug. And then here's all the reasons why it takes so long. And then here's the summary. Now, a lot of times after you have one paragraph about a topic, if you're going to continue talking to transition into the next paragraph, you might mention the topic or the main idea again. In this case, the next paragraph says, because of this long and careful process, antiretroviral drugs that treat HIV/AIDS became available years after that disease was discovered. So this sentence here of the next sentence 1 of the next paragraph refers back to the main idea of the previous paragraph. And this helps the reader remember the most important ideas and make connections between the two paragraphs. So if you had a question about this paragraph, what is the topic? The answer would be medicine. If you were asked what is the main idea, then you could combine the important point of this sentence and this sentence together about how it takes many years to develop the medicine, to carefully develop and test a new drug, that it takes a long time. So these two sentences together create the main idea that says that new drugs take a long time to become available. And then if you were asked the question about supporting details, you could choose from any of these sentences here, except the last one, not the last one because this one is general, but you could choose from sentence 4, 5, 6, or 7 to give supporting details that explain why the process takes so long. I just want to say here where it says these reasons support the main idea in sentences 3 and 4, that is actually a mistake, and it should say in sentences 2 and 3. So I don't want you to be confused by that. Okay, in the next video, we're going to practice with a totally different paragraph.